Long ago, God gave a special message to a prophet named Jonah. A prophet is someone chosen by God to speak his message to people. One day, God said to Jonah, "Go to the great city of Nineveh. Tell the people to stop doing evil things. Their sin has become very great." But Jonah did not want to go. Nineveh was a big and powerful city. The people there were known for being cruel and violent. Jonah was afraid. Deep inside, he also did not want God to forgive them. So instead of obeying God, Jonah decided to run away. Jonah went down to a busy port called Joppa. Ships were coming and going, sailors shouting, ropes pulling, and waves splashing against the docks. Jonah found a ship sailing to a faraway place called Tarshish. It was in the opposite direction of Nineveh. He paid the fare, stepped onto the ship, and went below deck, hoping he could escape from God. But no one can run away from God. Soon, dark clouds filled the sky. The wind began to blow harder and harder. God sent a powerful storm over the sea. The waves grew huge, crashing against the ship. The ship creaked and groaned as if it might break apart. The sailors were terrified. Each sailor cried out to his own God. They rushed around the deck, throwing heavy cargo into the sea to make the ship lighter. But the storm only grew stronger. Meanwhile, Jonah was below deck, fast asleep. The captain hurried down and shook him. "How can you sleep at a time like this?" he cried. "Get up, call on your God. Maybe he will save us so we will not die." The sailors decided to cast lots to find out who caused the storm. When they did, the lot fell on Jonah. They gathered around him and asked, "Tell us, who are you? Where do you come from? What have you done?" Jonah answered honestly, "I am a Hebrew, and I worship the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the land. I am running away from him." The sailors became even more afraid. "What should we do to you so the sea will become calm?" they asked. Jonah looked at the wild waves and said, "Throw me into the sea, and it will become calm. This terrible storm is because of me." The sailors did not want to throw Jonah overboard. They tried very hard to row back to land, but the storm was too strong. The wind roared, and the waves crashed higher and higher. Finally, they cried out to God, "Please, Lord, do not let us die for this man's life." With heavy hearts, they picked up Jonah and threw him into the sea. Suddenly, the storm stopped. The wind became quiet. The sea became calm. The sailors were amazed and began to fear the Lord. But Jonah sank deep into the dark sea. Then something amazing happened. God had prepared a great fish to swallow Jonah. Jonah did not drown. He was alive inside the belly of the fish, deep in darkness and silence. For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah stayed there. Inside the fish, Jonah prayed to God. "Lord, I was in trouble, and I called to you, and you answered me. The deep sea surrounded me, but you saved my life. I will obey you. Salvation comes from the Lord." God heard Jonah's prayer. Then God commanded the great fish, and it spit Jonah out onto dry land. Jonah lay on the shore, wet, tired, and weak, but alive. Once again, God spoke to Jonah. "Go to Nineveh and tell the people my message." This time, Jonah obeyed. Nineveh was a very large city. It took 3 days to walk across it. The streets were full of people, markets were busy, and life was everywhere. Jonah walked into the city and began to shout, "40 more days and Nineveh will be destroyed." The people heard Jonah's message. Something began to change in their hearts. From the greatest to the least, the people believed God. They were sorry for their sins. They stopped doing evil things. They fasted and wore sackcloth to show they were truly sorry. Soon, the message reached the king of Nineveh. When the king heard it, he stood up from his throne. He removed his royal robe, covered himself with sackcloth, and sat in ashes. This showed he was humble and sorry. Then the king made a decree for the whole city. "Let everyone call urgently to God. Let everyone turn away from evil and violence. Who knows? Maybe God will show mercy and turn away from his anger so we will not be destroyed." The people listened. Men, women, and children humbled themselves before God. They prayed with all their hearts. They turned away from evil, they changed their ways, and God saw their hearts. He saw that they truly turned away from evil. God sees our hearts. When we are truly sorry and turn away from wrong, God is merciful. God gives people a chance to change.